name's Anton Bogaty. I'm an animator. I live in Seattle, Washington. You know, make little short animated films, and occasionally they're seen by others, and try the best I can in the short period that I have. So, got started. I grew up in the deep South, and eventually wound up at the University of Tennessee against my will, and met a few people who were big into animation at the time, and I was more into live action film. But these people inspired me enough to let me know that I was always able to draw. So they suddenly helped me realize that I could draw and make films, and not just aspire to do live action. So it seemed to be a bit of a route for me. And since then, I've just tried to just make little animated shorts, and I'm mainly inspired by my peers, really. People, 3 or 4 people that I know personally that keep me going. So.
Who does inspire you?
Right now, always probably the first animated film that truly inspired me was Bill Plimpton's work around like '96. I think he did a lot of things for MTV, probably in the early '90s, and a friend of mine showed me a VHS tape that was a lot of his collected works, and that just blew me away. And it took me a while to animate after seeing that, thinking I could never get close to that. But since then, just slowly been trying.
One of the only people to screen STIFF and SIFF.
True.
You had mentioned, want to tell me a little about your SIFF screening?
SIFF screening's a little frightening. Looking forward to it. Once again, it's with amongst Bill Plimpton and Don Hertzfeldt. It's pretty insane actually. So I'll probably won't be able to even attend the screening. I'll probably be in the lobby because I'll just be a nervous wreck, to be honest. It was hard to get through the STIFF screening without drinks, to be honest. So it was, I don't know. See how it goes. And
will you have drinks at your SIFF screening too?
If there's a bar near my, oh my God, I probably will. I hate to say, I'm that bad of an alcoholic at this point. So as far as public screenings, so Coburn was really just that was in STIFF and SIFF. It's just really a small experimentation, and I was trying to get together basically a pipeline for myself to pull together a much larger idea that to be honest, if it was ever all pieced together as one, it would be totally unbearable for most people, including myself. But I would like to think of it as a much larger piece that hopefully can be taken, digested in small little units, which it is up till now. I basically post them online, just little individual pieces that hopefully they'll work as a whole in the end. But right now, they're all I can do within the amount of time that I have to pull them together. So. I do work with one other guy, Jonathan Stroh, who really he comes in. His talent and sensibilities are either at my level or way beyond me, and he does come in to help me if I become overwhelmed. And in the long run, if you do have aspirations in animation, you do have to work with large teams, and I guess I would be able to do that if it slowly built up to that. But up to this point, I really enjoy working on my own work, only because I'm just coming off about 8 years of working on nightmare team projects that I just want to put behind me, and I really enjoy working on these little pieces on my own, to be honest. So they're basically the only thing keeping me going right now. So, but I am very open to working with other people, and I do enjoy that. And in fact, I don't give them enough direction when they work with me, and I just only because I want to see what they can come up with and try to fit it in as best I can. So, which is also just another experimentation that I enjoy a lot. So, just the spontaneity of the artwork that arises from minimal direction, I guess. So my illustration work, actually I use markers really, which are just I've come down to the point where I can do any illustration within an hour using marker work, and I have worked on a lot of projects simply just using cheap markers, and I've gotten down to the point where I'm really fast, and I hate to say that, and everything I do could be totally better if I just spent another 30 minutes on it, but I kind of give in to the fact that it was done within an hour and live with it, which is a little hard on some level, but at the same time, it's, I'm inspired by that type of work myself, by other people who do that. So my ideas, little moments that I've seen, and other films perhaps, which bothers me on some level. So I try as much as I can to do things that are inspired by my own upbringing, my own life, what I see every day. And it's hard to come up with a little moment, really, and then try to spend 5 months on that little moment and pull it off in a little animated film. But at the same time, it's great. So, I was very disturbed by my deep South upbringing, to be honest, and the Northwest is very refreshing. At the same time, their things are just so similar. It's quite disturbing. But I think more and more the United States, really, everything's just pretty whitewashed on a very high level that you see the same thing everywhere. But at the same time, yeah, there's different little mini cultures that arise within each community that you wish you could dig in deeper with. But at the same time, someone like me, middle class, if I am middle class or whatnot, really just kind of skims on those little surfaces and tries to, I try the best I can to dig into certain things. But at the same time, unfortunately, I feel like I'm digging in more and more only into my own sensibilities, I suppose. I wish more and more I was able to dig into certain cultures that are in the area that either I just don't have time for, or I'm too neurotic or too, I don't know. I have a hard time fitting in, I guess, to certain areas that I wish I could, only to learn from them, I suppose. And hopefully I can take that on a very, tiny nonsense level as far as animated films, create, Coburn. I've already created, there's another little short called Manon after that. After that, I created one called Under the Noodle. After that, one that I'm working on now. Oh, actually, the last one after that was Death by Dying. The one I'm working on now is called Black Hole of Negativity, which someone called me recently, so it's out of spite, I hate to say. But, yeah, each one, I'm starting to more and more interconnect characters, like a character from Coburn will be in a later one, a set from Coburn or a set from Manon will be into a later one. So hopefully more and more I can tie all these things together. And I put in enough loose little moments in Coburn, enough loose moments in the other ones, I can kind of start to tie them into a larger piece that, Lord knows if anyone else will be interested years from now. But for me, it's pretty exciting to kind of be able to,
Kind of like a divine comedy then, animation.
Perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure a part of me, like years from now, I want to go back and just redo so many moments of Coburn, but at the same time, I'm trying to live with it right now. So.